Welcome to GearCheckGames. This is part 19 of our commentary for The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD, and Link appears to be drowning. Someone help him, jeez!
This is where Link realizes he shouldn't have trusted a talking boat.
This is the king's plan all along.
He's like,
collect these pearls to summon this elaborate tower full of trials, so that Link could clear it and cause a light portal to appear in a specific part of the ocean, so he could just drown him there.
Yeah, he's like the Selkie or all those other UMAs or whatever from like I think it's like that area around like the Netherlands and like the countries in those areas. They're really obsessed with monsters that like drag people into lakes and drown them.
Oh god.
Yeah,
this
or like
the
horse that convinces people to ride it and then it just goes into a lake and drowns them.
I remember reading about that thing in the original Fantastic Beasts companion book. Way back in the day. But that's neither here nor there.
So, did you hear that awkward choir when we first got in here?
Yeah.
Yes, awkward. I thought it was awesome. Kind of gave me chills.
It was silly.
Chills.
Well, okay, yeah, it sounds like crappy synth voices, but you know, it's of its time.
I'm guessing you don't mess with them, but I always love those stationary waterfalls on the outside that like you still get pushed around if you try to go under them.
Oh yeah, there's some nice details in this frozen time sequence, and I always thought it was, especially coming right off the heels of Tower of the Gods, where you fight your first Dark Nut. I always thought it was kind of eerie, like walking around in this big room full of these frozen enemies. You know, especially given my limited experience with games before this, like I was like, oh my god, what? Maybe one of them will come to life and kill me.
Oh man, it took me a long time to figure this puzzle out.
Yeah.
I was not a smart lad.
Oh.
So that painting on the wall we saw a second ago looked exactly like Petra's Pirates.
It's probably coincidence, though.
Yeah.
It's probably just the devs being lazy, reusing assets.
Oh wow, that symbol
as
looks
they are one to do.
Like that garbage game Majora's Mask.
Yeah, who likes that one?
You need to take those words back, sir.
Disclaimer, I think we all three agree that Majora's Mask is like the best one.
There's the horde symbol again. This is just a Blizzard game.
World of Majorcraft.
Yeah, World of Wind Waker.
Dan, you commented earlier about this puzzle being difficult for you as a child, and I can relate. I definitely can relate, but I remember like distinctly as I was recording this thinking to myself, really? This is how they hit it? This was the great puzzle meant to test the hero?
Hey, it's a step up from block puzzles.
Can you even triangle?
Now the challenge for me whenever I go back and play this is to complete it when I'm in the center of the Triforce. Yeah,
same. I was admittedly a bit disappointed that I didn't manage to plan that out properly, but, you know. Gotta let bygones be bygones.
Well, better quit the game, then.
Ooh, this is a cool room. So cool, in fact, that I needed to stop and take it in for a second.
Will you see, like, a chibi chic when you get up here? There's a chibi harp.
I mean...
You see a chibi shika.
What's our stance on spoilers again?
Let's try to avoid them.
Okay. Oh, those are the Ocarina sages.
It's game.
So I know. There's at least one person watching this playthrough who doesn't know like where the story goes.
Now you gotta dry your boots off before you step on the sacred ground.
Yeah, the sacred altar.
Also, I want
It's
that.
More of those,
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just look. There are more of the hieroglyphs from the beginning of the game.
Oh,
God,
snap.
we're coming up to one of my absolute favorite Link expressions, though, in this scene.
That one?
If you're watching this in the future, probably going to be the thumbnail, not going to lie.
Now you have to fight these guys.
All at once.
No, this was how the King of Red Lions really planned to kill us. Just make a big magnifying glass out of their swords and, like, vaporize Link.
Fry Link like an ant.
Just a little, like, black mound where he used to be. Alas, poor Link.
What happened to the hero of time?
I don't know, but it's surely not as horrifying as what's about to happen.
Wait,
or
so
what is in the process of happening.
If the sword was stuck in the ground and sealed all these guys in time, like, who put the sword back if Link failed?
Zelda? The King of Hyrule?
The game developers?
These are important questions.
Well, I guess, okay. In Ocarina of Time, like, the sword is in the pedestal, right?
Yeah.
Actually, no. Wait a minute. So Zelda sends him back in time. Not in this game, in Ocarina.
Yeah. She sends him
That was the face, by the way. Where he looks at the sword and he's like, whoa.
Wait, why is it all, like, derpy looking?
Gnarly.
Cause.
Doesn't matter because it's time to kick ass.
Like,
take names.
Where are the wings on the sword?
What wings, Trey? What are you talking about?
All the other Master Swords have wings.
What other Master Swords?
Link hasn't given it its Red Bull yet.
I'm sorry, I'm just...
He has to go to the four corners of the world and infuse the Master Sword with all the different flavors of Red Bull.
Yes. He's got...
Yeah, that's our next quest.
The Master Sword actually has a tiny little mouth on it like the White Ranger from Power Rangers.
It's like... Did the sword from Sonic and the Black Knight have a face?
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately.
What was its name again?
Caliburn.
Caliburn.
And according to the liars at Find the Computer Room, he was voiced by Carrie Elwes, which I believe they figured out during a commentary part was
that
false.
did a lot of damage.
You're about to die.
I'm not. Pretty sure I've got at least a fairy or two.
Oh wow, they run really fast.
Well, it always kind of spooked me how the moblins will like immediately retaliate with like this giant punch after they get up from being knocked down.
Yeah, this is like supposed to be a little like showcase of how strong the Master Sword is.
Huh.
Yeah, we can kill moblins in 4 hits now. Whereas as opposed to before, where I think it took like 8 or so.
Yeah,
I think the Master Sword is just twice as strong as the hero's sword. To the point where in the next part, I think I think on multiple occasions I kill bokoblins with a single jump attack. Yeah, this part right here is just meant to kind of showcase the power of the new sword you just picked up, kind of give you a little bit of encouragement.
Do you have to kill everyone in this room to get out?
Yeah, there are barriers over both of the exits.
Oh.
So in order to be able to leave, we will need to defeat all these enemies.
We'll need to save Hyrule Castle post-mortem.
House cleaning, I like to call it. By the way, these dark nuts, if you... I believe you get it either by using the grappling hook or just by, like, breaking open the pearls they drop when you kill them. Because I think they always drop a pearl. But you're going to want to make sure you get a Knight's Crest from every one of these guys, because you're going to need 10 of them to unlock something cool down the line. So, yeah.
The Champion's Belt.
Wait, is that really
You have to beat Orca in a wrestling match.
You know, I never thought of it. God, I'm embarrassed that I never realized this before, but like, is that what the Knight's Crest are supposed to be? Like wrestling belts?
I don't know.
Because that's actually really funny in hindsight.
Welcome down, Orca, the heavyweight champion. Oh yeah.
I guess since we've got an elongated combat sequence here, how do you guys think the combat in Wind Waker stacks up against other games in the series?
Well, I was actually gonna say, is there a crouch stab in this game? I don't think so.
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah, it's a shame they
like
took
while
out
you're
some
shielding.
Yeah, it's a shame they took out some of the weird sword tech.
I mean, there might be. I haven't used it in this playthrough. I guess I just never thought to.
Yeah. Even if it is, even if there is one, I doubt it works like it does in Ocarina and Majora's, where... So, fun fact about the sword, stuff in, Ocarina and Majora's. So pretty much each sword has like a base damage. Kokiri sword has like 1 base damage, Master Sword has 2, and Bigoron sword has 4, I think.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
And then jump attacks do double damage. And then the crouch stab is really weird. Because
doesn't it like inherit the damage value of whatever move you use
so
last?
Like I think if it's the first attack that you use, it just does 1 damage no matter what sword you're using. But if you use it after another attack, like you don't have to time it or anything. Just like if you've entered a load zone and you've done an attack before the crouch stab, then it inherits whatever the damage of the last attack was. So. The neat thing about that is that you can inherit the damage of a jump slash without the slow wind up of the jump slash, because you can just like spam a high damage attack. And if you're a kid, I believe it also inherits the damage of the Deku stick, which also does double damage.
That's how you kill Ganondorf during, or Ganon rather, during a speedrun, isn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is why Ocarina of Time is the greatest game ever made. Anywho, on the subject of the combat, because we kind of got sidetracked there.
Yeah.
To me, the combat in this is basically like a streamlined version of the combat they would introduce in Twilight Princess. And while I appreciate all the different moves that you have in that game, I don't feel like a lot of them are super utilized.
Yeah.
Whereas in Wind Waker, you kind of just have like this context-sensitive parry attack, or actually you have a couple of different attacks, but you execute them the same way. And so it's a little more limiting in that you can only use them when the game prompts you to, but I also find that the enemies are designed in such a way that they feel more useful.
Yeah.
Like the Dark Nuts especially, like you can like knock off their armor if you just keep attacking it, like it'll just like disintegrate after enough hits.
Mm-hmm.
But that's boring and life's too short. So you're going to want to actually utilize the parry attacks and fight. The game is encouraging you to fight them in the most interesting way possible. I.e. good game design. So
yeah. Well,
that's my 2 cents on the combat.
Yeah. Well, it's because the parry attacks are mandatory in this game, whereas they're optional in Twilight Princess. So they didn't want to make the enemies too difficult without any of the optional moves in Twilight Princess, which I think kind of works against them and makes the special attacks just seem kind of superfluous.
Don't worry, we got plenty of tough enemies to come in the next part. See you later.